Hello and welcome back to the Jay and the Joe show. If this is your first time, welcome to the family. This is where all the fun, all the real happens.
All the excitingness, all the, is that a word? Can I use
juice,
it?
the juiciness.
The juice, the fire, the energy.
Yeah.
This is where it comes from.
This is where it happens.
We're excited to be able to do this with you wherever you're watching from. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Grab a sip of tea.
Yeah.
Chai mukalu.
Yeah, because it's the best.
Black tea is the best.
Yeah.
And not milk tea. Who drinks milk tea? If you drink milk tea,
fire!
I'm joking. I guess we allow milk drinkers too, but guys, drink black tea. Anyways, today's gonna be a fun show. We're talking about the myths of marriage and things about marriage that we have discovered in our own little marriage for just a little bit of a year, and we realized some big things about what some lies and misconceptions are about marriage. So stay tuned. We are locking in.
So Josh, the first myth of marriage, what is it?
Many myths, and one of the biggest lie that people have told us, even as we're growing up. Actually, this myth is found in movies and cartoons.
And the culture,
It's basically marriage is the goal. Like when you get married, you're set.
That's it.
Like let's look at Cinderella, right? She has all this struggle. Her mom doesn't like her. She doesn't have this. She doesn't have that. But then finally, she finds the prince, and her shoe fits. And once the shoe fits and she puts it in, the prince says, "Wow, you're the one for me." What? They get married, and what do they say?
Happily ever after.
Whoa, wah, wah. That's not how marriage is. Once you say "I do," once the shoe fits, it's actually beginning for battle, beginning for war, beginning for fighting for
not
what
battle.
you really. It is. I mean, I really believe you have to put in your heart and in your mind a mentality of like, I'm going to get through this. I'm gonna build this with my wife. I'm gonna build this in my home. It's not just oh wow, we've been married happily ever after. Sit back and relax.
For Cinderella, that is the story. But for here, it's you go to school, and then after that, where is the man?
No, parents are like this. Finish high school, go to college, and then after college,
where's the man?
Where's the wife? When are you getting married? Actually, once you hit 22, 24, maximum 25, every single body's gonna ask you, are you useless? Where is it? And there's so much pressure to get married when it should never be based on pressure. It should never be based on that. And when we find people who are fighting to get that place of marriage, you find a lot of commotion. And there's a lot of disappointments in people believing that, oh wow, I'm married, now everything's gonna be okay.
And because you have the pressure of getting married and you're making it a goal, everything in between toward that goal is not even looked at. Like the person that you're getting married, the reason you're getting married, all of that is overlooked because you're just focused on the goal of marriage.
Exactly. Like you put blinders on. The destination.
We are going
I must get married. I see my husband. I see my wife. And I'm gonna march. I'm gonna pray. And all you have is this. But the person you're seeing to be your husband, you don't know.
Has narcissistic behavior.
Has behaviors.
Is a misogynist.
What does misogyny mean?
Misogyny means a man that underlooks women and doesn't really value women the way they should.
Okay, I'll give you a B for the answer. But anyways, Oh, you look here and say, this wife that you just have a woman, and she says, okay, she's pretty, she has this, good. You have a man, he has money, this.
Or even to gain status in community.
Oh yeah,
or your parents.
To say, oh, I'm now a big man because I'm married.
Yeah.
If you get married and you change, I mean, you're gonna change your marriage, but if you get married for a reason and it changes who you are as fundamentally, I mean, that's That's a big issue. And these blinders that we put on is so dangerous to us, our mental health, our spiritual health, our marriage life, and what comes after our marriage life. I've seen people spend so much money on the wedding and nothing on the marriage.
Yeah. We're not saying do not spend a lot of money on your marriage. I mean, on your wedding. Go all out.
But make sure you got something for the marriage.
After the marriage is really what's important. I think Josh always says that the marriage is more important than the wedding.
Let me tell you something. Even with us, you can look at the wedding and say, wow, that was a great wedding. But the marriage is better than the wedding. And that's something fundamental that I wanted to establish. Yes, like the marriage has to be better. Like we have so many fake marriages out there who are spent so much money on a wedding, and in the house there's chaos. They don't talk to each other. They hate each other. They don't want to come home. Man, it's a terrible thing when someone doesn't want to come home to their wife or to their husband. Like, I love coming home to my wife.
Do you?
I love coming home to my wife and my son. It's just a beautiful place, because that's the foundation of marriage. And that blinder of like, I want to get married. It's like people forget that the wedding. It's like a focus on the wedding.
Yeah.
A focus
it's not
on
the wedding. It's not how you're gonna look at the wedding. It's how you're gonna move life and transition into your life forever with this partner. And you talk about the goal, but if it's not a goal, then what is it? What is it?
If marriage is not a goal, it is an important part of the journey.
I like that.
It is fundamental to where God wants to take you in life.
Yeah.
And marriage is a good thing, because the Bible teaches that he leaves his mother and father and he cleaves to a woman. He gets a wife. He becomes one with a woman. The Bible teaches about a oneness. So it's like I've been developing in one way, but I'm able to now develop in a greater way because I'm one with another human being. A marriage has happened. So it's a place of continuation, not a place of finalization.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? It's a place of like, okay, I'm moving from this place and I'm going to this place.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting better. I'm growing in my life. Like you say, I finished P1. I finished grade 6. Then you go to high school. Okay, I finished college. It's like a progression of life to be able to be truly one with somebody, to be able to truly be in line with somebody, and then go from life together. That's why I personally believe getting married young is good. It's not for everyone, but it's good because you grow together.
Yeah. My sister said something that really stuck with me. She said that your marriage has to serve a purpose. A marriage that has no purpose, I don't think that you're even going to feel grounded. There's no connection. And so sometimes because we are so focused on the goal, we don't even know, like, why are we marrying the person that we are marrying?
That's good.
And so there's nothing that brings us together. There's no grounding effect. There is no purpose. There's nothing there's no alignment at all. And so if we're butting heads, there's nothing to remind us of why we're doing this.
Here?
Exactly.
Because something that you need to understand is that you're gonna.
Yeah, but heads.
I mean, two people are gonna. Opinions. I forgive that.
Yeah.
I will deal with it off camera. Anyways, two people are gonna be fighting.
Yeah.
There's gonna be times where Joanne doesn't agree with what I want to do. I don't agree with what can unite? What can unite? It is the marriage. The idea of us should be bigger than the idea of me.
I like
the idea of us should be bigger than the idea of me. And so, like, when you get married to someone, and when if you're out there and you're still single, you say, why do you want to marry me? Someone says, oh,
because
beautiful.
you're beautiful.
Because I'm beautiful. That's what. I mean, serious? That's why you're gonna want to marry me?
Because I like the way you walk.
I like the way you move. I like your. Listen, those things are not enough for marriage.
Yeah.
Can I tell you that? Like, just to be honest, beauty is not enough. Work ethic is not enough. Love is the feeling is not enough.
It's fleeting.
But like what is enough? It's an understanding of like I love you so much then I'm willing to die for you. Like, that's what it means. Like, I am under you. I'm under the idea of us. I'm willing to give up my desires, my wants, my things that I did
that's good.
for us.
And once you understand that, you're gonna face any challenge with the idea that we can come out of this together, and it's not just what I can take out of this, but how we can grow together, how do we move forward. I think that's really powerful. And so that way you're not leaving your partner behind, but you're moving in tandem, you know, like you're moving as a unit.
As a unit.
Because the problem is going to come when you are moving 1,000 miles forward and that person is not going on the same speed. And now you can't even like intellectually communicate. Ooh.
I know people who are married as business. They had a beautiful wedding.
I don't know why that's funny.
It's funny, but it's sad.
Yeah.
They have a beautiful wedding. They had kids, but their marriage is business. Like, they don't yell, they don't shout at each other, right? But the man does his thing, the woman does her thing. They come, they meet, they do their business, right? But there's no life in the marriage. It's like, I'm just dealing with you.
Yeah.
The man has his women, the woman has her children and other things that she goes to, and they are stuck in a marriage because of business. And so it shows me like, hey, when they were getting married, like, what was there? Why was the rush?
Yeah.
And also I've seen some people in the comments saying, oh God, please, also me too, also me too. Yes, I know there's a desire for marriage, but that should not be
the
priority. You should say, God, like, what do you want to do in my life?
Yeah.
And then when you're doing it, that's how God's going to bring somebody to
that
you.
is going to complement whatever you're doing.
Come on now, Pastor.
Yeah. Another myth of marriage is one size fits all.
One size fits all. What do you mean by that?
That Josh and what works for Josh and Joanne will work for me as well. Big myth. I remember someone used to be like, you need to cook. When you cook for your husband, matoke, you need to bring it and kneel down and give it to him. You know, that's what they do, actually.
Yeah.
They kneel down, which is not bad. I'm not trumping anyone. It works for somebody. In fact, that's why someone's marriage is going on for 40 plus years. Exactly. Yeah. But you kneel down, you bring whatever, they wash their hands, and then when you're going back, you don't hit your husband with you don't go back with you don't face the back as you're walking back. Yeah. You have to kneel and move. And kneel, like, moving backwards.
He's not supposed to see your back.
He's not supposed to see your back.
If
and that the man feels respected and honored. But for me and Josh does not like kneeling. We just feel with each other. Someone commented before.
I'm sorry, keep going. I wanted to interject. Can I keep going?
Someone commented in the comments and said, why does Joanne call Josh by his name when you're a couple? I'm like, is there another name that has to come up in the process?
Sugar.
Mr. Ssenyonga? I don't know. I mean, people have, like, men have, especially culturally, they have a way that they want to be treated. But for me and Josh, it's very different. We have a very different dynamic.
And also for you.
And for you as well. So what works for you might not work for me. How you handle your finances is not how we would want to handle our finances. So the whole thing just works for, is, what can I say?
It's individual.
It's individual.
And see, what Joanne was saying is like, kneel down and do the matoke, like whatever, going backwards. It's so funny, and people do that, and it's helped their marriage. But what you have to understand is the principle is generally the same. A man needs to be respected.
And the woman needs to be loved.
And the woman needs to be loved, right? So the way of doing that. So am I going to feel respected when Joanne does that?
No.
I'm going to think it's a joke, right? Because I didn't grow up like that. But I do need my respect. Don't get me wrong. I do need Joanne to, like, treat me in a certain way where I know, wow,
what you regard as respect.
Yeah, she really respects me. And then in the same way, she needs to know that I love her. So the things that I have to do for her to make her know that I love her. And the way I do it might be different. And so I remember, someone telling me right before we got married, okay, all right, when you get married, this was one of my homeboys. He gave me the sex talk. Yeah, we're gonna get into that a little bit. He said, all right, let me tell you what you have to do for your wife. And then he went on to explain some explicit things that I cannot say here. I want to articulate here, but I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do all of that. Why? Because it's not gonna work for me, right? But we have to understand what works for you doesn't have to work for me. My marriage is gonna be different, right? And so if someone says, hey, how come you're not, you know, I know a pastor in the States, his wife doesn't always come to church, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't always come to church, right? But he's married and he loves his wife and they have a good family. That works for them. But for me, I like to see my wife at church.
You feel want to be supported.
Yeah, I feel like that's good, right? That's a way.
Yeah.
Okay, another couple, the man always drives. He always drives everywhere. If that man is not driving, something's wrong, right? But in other couples, Joanne drives, I drive, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And so you can't say, okay, this is what's gonna work. No. Everyone needs to find a balance. There's no one size fits all, and that is something that has really ruined relationships, because as we talked about last week in the video up here in the video up here, we see the video of comparison, where people look at what other people are doing and try to implement because they feel some type of way about themselves. And so you look at someone's marriage and be like, hey, we should do that, should do that, right? Like someone said, I wish my husband held my son like Josh held his son. Okay, maybe, but like
maybe all Josh does is hold his son.
Yeah.
And your man is out there.
Why are you trying to put me down? I do more than that. What you mean? I do more than that.
I'm just giving an example.
I do more. I do more than
Josh
that.
does a lot of things.
Okay.
He's out here holding, cooking, cleaning.
Changing diapers. Anyways, but if that might work for someone and it might not work for someone else. Maybe you think, I saw this person that said, I thought my husband didn't like his kids because he never held them when they were babies.
Yeah.
But like once they were able to move, he started playing with them. So it really depends on the individual. And what does that mean? It means as a person or as a couple, you need to do introspection. Come on, girl. Come on. Self-introspection and
learn your family, learn your dynamics, learn your love languages, learn everything, the ins, the outs, the corners, everything about your partner and your marriage and what makes it work. Then looking outside and seeing what works for them and then trying to, implement that in your own thing.
So-and-so did this.
Yeah, let's also go and try it.
One time I said, Joanne, I was driving and I was really tired of driving. I said, Joanne, but look at Eve and Philip. Eve is driving. Can't you drive? And Joanne says, no, I'm a prince.
I'm a passenger princess.
Passenger princess. I said,
I always drive Josh though. If you've seen all the videos here, the people can say what they think. If you've seen all the videos.
What videos?
That went in the car. Who's driving?
Because when you drive, I do the videos. You never take a video.
Who's driving? Thank you.
Anyways, it doesn't matter. But that's one of the biggest myths is like one size fits all. You got to find yourself. You got to find your person. You got to find your relationship, your marriage, and put that shoe on. When you find it, find that size for your Cinderella size. There's no other size in the whole world that can fit what's happening in your relationship. It's up to you to go and find it and fit it in and make it work. It doesn't matter if you're this way and he's on that way and he's in that way and you're in this way. You can make it work. You can find out.
Grass,
yeah. All right. I think that's it for the show.
That's it for the show. Until next time.
We love you. God bless you. Till next week.
Subscribe.
What does that mean, one channel?
I don't even know, actually.
Okay. Yeah. There's no other shoe in the whole world that can fit what's going to happen with you. It took us so much of the time.
You cut it short. You cut. This is going to bloopers.
I'm so itchy.
going to bloopers.
They'll say, "Hey,